My name is John Dick, and I'm a senior scientist at Princess Margaret Cancer Centre. I work on stem cells of the blood. When I began my work in the late 1980s, I was very interested in trying to understand what a normal human blood stem cell looks like and how the process of leukemia began. And so over the course of 30 years, we basically narrowed down the kind of cell that actually is a human blood stem cell. And that has led to advances in trying to use stem cells for therapy. On the cancer side, it was the same problem. Leukemia can grow massively in the bloodstream of a person, but we still don't have ways of growing them in a lab dish. And as we started to do that work, we basically asked the question, well, does every leukemia cell have the ability to grow blood? And it turned out that only about 1 in a million cells had that ability. And then we went on and we basically purified those cells and realized that these cells had similar kinds of properties of normal blood stem cells. And that led to the idea that there was such a thing as a leukemia stem cell. In other words, a stem cell for the leukemia. After about 10 years, people realized that that actually is true for solid tumors as well. And that led to the whole idea that there are cancer stem cells that might exist in multiple tumor types, not just in the blood system. So there's a stem cell for that cancer. And it's those cells that keep the cancer going. And it turns out that their properties are often different than the bulk of the cancer cells that are there. Often they're dormant, which means they can swim in a sea of chemotherapy agents and therefore not be killed, leading to relapse of the disease. So they're really fundamentally important to understand what those cells are. Winning the Gairdner Prize is truly special. So in the 1990s, I was just a relatively new faculty, and I was invited to sit on the first level review board of the Gairdner, and I thought I died and gone to heaven. I never imagined that I would be, at the other end of that spectrum. And also, I'm recognized when it's been the work of tremendous, more than 130, 40 trainees who've been through my lab, and I get singled out, but I accept this award, on their behalf. And the other thing is, the Gairdner Prize is such a prestigious prize. There's actually relatively few Canadians that have gotten it. And so I also accept it, on behalf of Canadian science, which is, tremendous. I think Canadian science, boxes above its weight class, so to speak, around the world. And so I accept it on their behalf as well.